Live from News Nation headquarters, this is News Nation Prime.
Very latest from the White House, President Trump speaking within the last hour. There is so much to break down here, so we're bringing in our political panel tonight. Democratic strategist Laura Fink and Republican strategist Matt Klink on a holiday weekend. We appreciate it. Welcome both. Laura, we'll start with you tonight. You know, we just heard about Libby Dean talking about this at the top of the show. In the last hour, Trump with those strong message, strong words to Vladimir Putin saying, I don't know what the hell happened to him. That's the quote. Any surprises coming today?
No surprises. Maybe only that Trump admitted on camera that the egregious actions of Vladimir Putin were happening. We saw the Oval Office interaction with he and Vladimir Zelensky, who very blatantly said, you cannot trust this man. And we saw the negotiation stall as a result, all sort of going according to the way that President Zelensky said that they would. So we might be, as a government and as U.S. foreign policy leaders, understanding and appreciative of that and allowing those truths to carry the day when it comes to the continued negotiations. Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, and Vladimir Putin responds to force and not some sort of soft talk. So I think Trump needs to get a little bit tougher with his friend, Vladimir Putin.
I mean, Matt, do you agree he needs to get tougher? We heard today Trump saying something happened to this guy. I mean, something happened to Putin. Is he implying a change in Putin, or is this par for the course?
Well, I think he's clearly frustrated. Laura said that. I mean, if not directly, then clearly implying that. I think that the ultimate challenge here is that, Trump artificially raised expectations that he would have this issue resolved in quote unquote one day. And we're roughly 120 days in. And Putin's going to do what Putin wants to do. And unfortunately, while we did get a good prisoner exchange with 1,000 troops on each side going back to their country of origin, look, the bottom line is that the Ukrainians are 100% dependent upon foreign sources of aid, both military and economic. And the U.S. taxpayer is tired of stroking a check to a country that is never going to win this war. So they're going to have to reach a negotiated settlement. Ukraine is going to lose territory that they lost in 2014 and in 2022 under both Obama and Biden. And we can talk tough, but the bottom line is Ukraine is going to lose territory, and it needs to be done soon. And Donald Trump is kind of buttoned up against it. He can sanction Putin more, but I think the willingness of the American taxpayer to give Ukraine more weapons, it just is not there right now.
Okay, Matt, let's stay with you and let's talk about the so-called big beautiful bill. Some Senate Republicans are adamantly against the bill as it is currently written. We see Rand Paul saying this will explode the debt. Can Republicans find an understanding and pass this?
They have no choice. If they don't pass this bill or a version of it, the Republican Party and Donald Trump will be responsible for the largest tax increase in American history, which the Democrats would absolutely love. They will reach an accord, but I think I heard Mark Wayne Mullen, senator from Oklahoma, who said it best. He said, we're not going to tear down the outside, but we are going to repaint the interior. It will look different. It contains right now $1.5 trillion in spending cuts. But to show you how screwed up Washington, D.C.'s budgeting is, it would still increase the deficit by roughly $3.3 to $4 trillion over the next decade. So they have no choice but to resolve it. If they don't, Trump's agenda is dead. The Republicans will get slaughtered in the House in 2026, and 2028 will lay up very nicely for the Democrats.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk. Laura, I saw you kind of quirk your head there a little bit. We see the DNC committee chair saying of the big beautiful bill clearing the House, quote, the vote will cost many, many Republicans their seats in the midterms. I mean, if this bill passes, what impact will it have on Americans that Democrats are concerned about? And do you agree with the DNC chair there?
Well, I will say this. It will cost many, many Americans their health care, and it will cost many, many Americans their dollars, their hard-earned dollars. And who will not suffer that loss are the multimillionaires and billionaires that are going to get pretty hefty checks from this bill. If you make $4 million a year, you're getting a $400,000 check sent your way from the U.S. government, and it only increases from there. If you're making $50,000 or less, get ready to pay more for healthcare, get ready to pay more as a result of the provisions in this bill. I think that what people are talking about, these cuts to Medicaid are devastating. Did you know that 20% of the citizens of Missouri are on Medicaid? That's why Josh Hawley has come out against this bill, and he's no liberal. This is healthcare that Americans depend on, and if this bill passes in the form that the House has it, and all things included, it would seem that it will, because they're not pushing back on Medicaid cuts per se. You are going to see the largest rollback in healthcare, an increase in costs in modern history, and all to finance the bank accounts of the wealthiest people among us. This is the biggest wealth transfer we've seen in generations.
All right, we are out of time, but Laura Fink, Matt Klink, really appreciate you both. Fink and Klink, our panel tonight. Right. Thank you.